Fellow Ghanaians, good evening to every one of us. My name is Edward Oheneche, and I come to your screens one more time. And thank you for always following me or listening to what I have to serve my generation and posterity. Adofo nomo enyumre mede enchia emma munyina esan se sɛ wosɔ afidie mpo sɛ wobɛtie asɛm a mewɔ ka na sɛbe adwempa na ɛta akyire. Ɛnnɛ ɛyɛ yɛ papa okunini Dr. Kwame Nkrumah ɛda a yɛyi asi hɔ sɛ yɛde ɛkae no. Today is, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's Memorial Day. Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's Memorial Day. Obi Bekasi, who is Dr. Kwame Nkrumah for those who perhaps do not know? Nkrumah of blessed memory is one of our forefathers in Ghana who lived abroad and decided to go back home to Ghana to fight for independence for Ghana from the hands of our colonial masters, the British. In history, Ghana had come under a lot of colonization, starting from the discovery of the African continent by the Portuguese, led by Prince Henry the Navigator. A lot of our mineral resources were taken away intentionally. We were put under a lot of slavery. Our men, vibrant men, were taken away. We suffered. A lot of castles were built. Our nation, our people toiled. Some went to Jamaica. Today, Jamaica's name has changed from an island where they left them. The name was Jamaica, because the people who took them there did not come back for them. So, from the shores of Ghana going to Jamaica, Jamaica, and they left there up until today. Today, I come to your screens, I come to your cell phones, wherever you are, even if you are Jamaican, even if you are or any African. We are discussing Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's birthday and how Ghana has developed up until now. With respect, it's a serious discussion, and I have noble men to join. If you would want to join, we have posted the links on our pages, and you can, come into the discussion accordingly. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah sat in America, saw many things of the world, how the world was going, and decided that I will go home. I will lead my people and bring them from slavery. Our people perhaps did not understand him. He suffered. He went to jail. And then eventually, Ghana was able to get independence. Well, through the building processes, Dr. Nkrumah made many strides. Today, we can count Tema Harbor, Tema Motorway, which leaders down the line have not been able to even add an inch to Tema Motorway since the year 1957 of independence. It is so sad. Is Dr. Nkrumah smiling in his grave today? Was his dream the one that continuing leadership of Ghana held the baton and built on it? Or today, we can see that just as his statues were broken, things in Ghana is in shambles. We have lived a life up until today that we can sit back and analyze and know that Ghana needs to begin again, because we have not achieved anything, but rather we have collapsed our economy. Adofono de yeka nyina ne se ye papa Kwame Nkrumah eye nadwen se mahunu bribi na meko fie me man Ghana mu akwakoboa na je o man na si ho ama o man na tumpon ni ohun na brochire no akwan ya ye de concrete aya eda ho afebo me ye bia ma me man akosombo hydroelectric dam mesi bia ma me man besi na me ne wo kasei yentimi amfa 1 inch anka tema motorway ho na emom yempanifo a eso baton nim etu mirika wo field so besi nne abubu Ghana ya ye ne kojo to yamman Ghana atobaha oman ni hia ni daso emumrante ye dwane eneko airport ko hwe na wo behunu se enye obroni na abe tata yen bio obroni di nyansa abie ne pono ene ye di mirika ekom akonko asomo. If today we are remembering Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, it is a noble day, a divine day, to take an assessment of our nation, to see what we have done and up until now. And this is why I am here to discuss with you. As part of my goals, we will see that Ghana needs to begin again because we have failed. And it is obvious, everyone believes that Ghana has failed. If the nation has failed, it's in shambles, its citizens are, traveling abroad, running away, for greener pastures and all that. It is leadership. I'll place it at the doorstep of leadership. Successive leaders up until now, our current president and his leaders. Our nation has failed the current generation and the future generations unborn. Something has to be done about this. Our elders have failed us. Our leaders have failed us. Our nation is crying. The nation right now, you can see that her waters have been polluted, perhaps, and arguably, the only one left is the Volta River, and Galamsey has started up north. We have not seen the deliberate agenda of nations to plunge our nation into the deep through our leaders, so that they will take captive of our land. But may God Almighty forbid. May the spirits, wherever that is embedded in our land, our territories, and in the black man, forbid. For today, I preach to you that we, the youngsters and the current generation, must rise up in a different fashion to save our motherland, Ghana. I will play a quick Ghana national anthem, and we will continue with respect. Thank you very much. Anytime I hear our Ghana national anthem, I am moved into a new dimension. I remember those days when I was in the village, when coming from the farm, you hear a national anthem being played, whether you are carrying your firewood, whether you are late for school. If you are not dribbling wabo, and no matter what the situation is, you must stand and wait. Today, our story is different in Ghana. In order not to spend much time, we will delve straight into our discussion today. Adofonomo yeshia wa hase yebeka a national agenda that Ghana needs, and the Begin Ghana party call. The bedrock of our discussion is that our elders have failed us. I am going to present to you a certain phenomenon, something that is going on, something that is happening, for you to appreciate why our elders have failed us and the way forward. For which reason, the reason Begin Ghana party has been established and duly approved legally in Ghana, for which you must join, team up, and let us launch and come out big time to save our motherland. It's a call on all generations, on all Ghanaians, wherever you are, that let us team up and save our nation, because our elders have failed us. You will also notice that a lot of coup d'etats are happening on the African continent. And it is because nations are realizing, sons and daughters, that their elders have failed. Our elders could not see the need to intentionally have a Ghana national agenda up to today, for the nation to purposefully institute that agenda and take care of its citizens, develop her people, and present a new world that offers hope for the average Ghanaian and generations unborn. The year can say, Yampanifu adi Ghana nimuno sabi manimu a antimi amfomani antofom anhwe se amama ya atwa ye ho ahia ne nyina ne ne wabrochire ne ade oman bia wo biribisi nani so nti Ghana nso se ye fa biribisi ye ni so na ye ma ya niko ye ma ho ne ye siesie ye fie ye man na ye hwe ye man yi se ne ye beya eni da ho eni da so ebe wo ha ma nchire ma ene oba Ghana ya wi ne so sokodua eye ice water amanfo nam awi asrama so amanfo etu a fun buffon pick us. We subject the human body to a lot of stress, something that is calling, and causing people to die. Yeah, pa. We will place it at the doorsteps of our leaders. Our leaders have not been able to intentionally see the need for Ghana to have a national agenda, to lead the nation intentionally and purposefully institute things for the nation to develop right, have a habitable, purposeful, nation such that our people, the citizens of Ghana, will have hope in the nation. And the black star in the middle of our flag, the hope of Africa, to continue presenting so. You will notice that the Dubai Arab Emirates, their leaders have seen wisdom to purposefully place the nation into a national agenda of tourism. They channel our investment strategies into that national agenda. They are commanding dollars into their system. They are building their nation. You will notice Malaysia, whose leaders sat down and realized that we have to go to Ghana and learn how to cultivate palm, come back to have palm plantations in hectares, produce, establish industries, and cause our nation to develop. They built the high-rise buildings intentionally, purposefully. Not chamber and hall, not single room, not sabe manimua. Their roles and their systems were built intentionally so that the nation will be beautiful. Their people will not suffer. But for Ghana, our elders unfortunately have taken to corruption. They are just amassing wealth for themselves. They do not care about the average Ghanaian. They don't care wherever we go. The citizens of Ghana are running, fleeing away. They don't care whether we are dying. They do not care. And therefore, our leaders continue to steal from the public purse, enrich themselves. Why is it so? Why will our leaders be so selfish and greedy? We have complained over and over again, but we have reached that breaking point in history that the citizens of Ghana must rise and take up a mandate to change our story. If you do not understand me, with respect, what I'm saying is that our elders have failed us. They have taken to corruption, bad deeds, and things that has plunged our nation into the deep. Our waters are being polluted with a purposeful agenda by the Chinese to cause our generation to have illness, diseases, and all that. If you go to Obuasi today, check the water flowing from the pipes. Test it, and you will see that very soon our children that are born will have issues because of chemical and biological warfare that we can infer from what is going on. Our leaders do not care. Let us rise up as a nation and save our land. Sons and daughters of Ghana, today we are remembering Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He had a purposeful agenda. He set up deliberate institutions, factories, among other things. I'm going to speak with one of our noble men who will join me here, even as we discuss this issue. Our call is that Begin Ghana Party wants Ghana to begin anew because Ghana has failed. Our elders have failed us. If you are living a life that has failed, sit back, do an assessment, and realize that you need to begin life again. I will introduce Honorable Francis, who is here, a pioneer and someone who loves our motherland and want to join in this discussion? Pastor Francis, welcome to our discussion this afternoon here and evening in Ghana. You are very much welcome. And if you can unmute yourself, I will appreciate. Yeah. Just check and unmute yourself, and then we will continue from there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That is okay. That is okay. I can hear you.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I mean, we are talking about Ghana, and the reason why Ghana needs to begin again, particularly today that we are, in celebration and a memorial day for our founder, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Some of us at Begin Ghana Party believes that Ghana has failed. Present to us your assessment and what do you think with respect?
Well, Dr. Ohinichi, I agree with you when you say our leaders have failed us. And as we can see, when we look at our history, political history, after the Osagyefo was overthrown, as I always say, if at that time his opponents thought that he was a dictator and didn't like the way he was ruling and overthrew him, why didn't they, over the years, continue with his good works? This man had a foresight. And look at the factories and the things he did for Ghana. Some will say, oh, he had money. But some people get money, but they, spend the money and don't get anything to prove, to show for it. But he was able to invest heavily with the money that was left over. He built so many factories and prepared us. Look at the institutions, there's universities. So I can say that Ghanaians are learned, and he brought us to a level that we could compete with our peers. But because our leaders after him have failed us, look at where we are now. And now let me cite an example. What happened to Ghanaians last year before Christmas? Ghanaians were impoverished. I'm telling you, if Ghanaians had taken care of what Nkrumah had done, we wouldn't have gone through that situation. Ghanaians are still suffering. Just because somebody who thinks he's an economist says something which was negative about Ghana's economy. Before, Ghana was doing okay. And our leaders was, blame it on the Ukraine-Russian war and also on COVID. I'm telling you, IMF and World Bank gave Ghana so much money. But the leaders, because they keep failing us, they spend the money among themselves. We cannot blame Ukraine-Russian war for our predicaments. Just because we did not, continue with the good works of Osagyefo, and then, God raised us all the factories, about 300 factories that were sold out. And now here we are. We cannot produce anything in the country. And when somebody opens his mouth and say any negative thing about it, the ripple negative effect is what we are experiencing now. So that before that statement, when a trader had, like, example, 1,000 Ghana cedi as the money, is the money that he's using to trade. After the effect, the value came down to about 400 Ghana cedi. And as if that wasn't enough, the prices of items more than doubled. And that is the impoverishment I'm talking about that Ghanaians are experiencing. And I'm telling you, if we don't rise, the youth, we don't rise and probably resuscitate and do the right thing, this thing can happen again in the not distant future. And that time, Ghanaians will become paupers on their own land. So you are right, Mr. Ohinichi, when you say our leaders have failed us, and they continue to fail us. We thought the Akufo-Addo government, we thought Akufo-Addo probably coming from his father being a president before, and he, being a lawyer, practicing lawyer, will understand the rule of law. We thought we voted for him, having confidence in him, that he was going to practice the rule of law and at least probe those who were embezzling our funds, who were deeply corrupted. And look at what we found out, that he is rather the mother servant of corruption. And where we are now, scandals upon scandals. Now it is time for the youth to rise, and it is time for PGP and all other new parties. The new one that was launched yesterday, we all have to come together to merge and fight with a similar goal and vision. I think we can do something to turn things around and then lead Ghana by nipping corruption in the bud. People have ideas, and we can put in measures along the way to stop corruption in the bud, so that all the energy for corruption will be diverted to national development. And I'm telling you, in 2-3 years' time, under Begin Ghana Party, Ghanaians will be surprised the changes that can happen in Ghana. And I'm telling you, we will be happy. So I'll leave it here. There are so many things to discuss.
Sometimes I prefer also that we mix it up a little bit. Any language we can speak at all, our Ghanaian language, anyone we can speak at all.
Let me
also explain or mix it up so that
yeah, man for so that we bet him a kakra. Now, the tea woman say, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, did you make obedi wa Ghana? At the boy, no, and you swadi hunu enka. Yempani mfua some reno no mumpena se mo almost say, or ye dictator, and as was she ni paso into umtu free home. And then an inuma papa or ye, or man trust. Now, see, no, and yet I did see Ghana last year, and Sana. I ever come recacramia di Bruno. Yen in DC. If you say, Obitine Mansu, now being an okwa, can't say, oh, Ghana economy. No, it's depending on loans and stuff. And you Ghana Kuneji loans, America cry, you know. American government are printing money all the time. Loans, people depend on loans. And so, can't suffer Ghana Hono share. And so I swear back Ghana so, and they say, oh, Ghana, they say, would you say a bear? 1,000 Ghana cedi na se bio odi di dwa esu ti say him if you say cedi ni ye devalued esu ti say him ma e be ka be 400 Ghana cedi any crowd na the account no crowd say ade chinye na akoto ne maso a enema bo akọ esuro che say cost more than doubled say ade a na oto no in fact say 100 Ghana cedi no ne boy dia bro 200 Ghana cedi just say here more it is see Ghana for there they've been impoverished just say bibi ama Ghana for here Ghana for na sade ne see no yan hwiye na say yan sesa corruption no here yi party bi e betimi aso sande na no ya mo yan hwiye hu ya e betimi asasi bi enche kura no obitini baabi asem obeka no ebetimi asam masade na sense bi there's a Ghana for yet yamem so na de bi ehia ti o se ehwe ni yi na Nkrumah ye ni ma bebrebe di mai enso mpanimfo ahwe me kai mi ankasa me kura mi sha 1982 ye na factories bebrebe ye adwuma say na ni ti kura kwa ihwehwa ne de na Ghana kura de kwa enso ye mpanimfo nam so ye corrupt na krono ene just unhu se de osi kadabule ni sa ni mani minute hwe de ye man ba bi aduru enti se ohni chika se ye mpanimfo no ma de ehwam a no kure o de ehwam bebre enti emre na du se wo se Ghana youth no sorry na mujai se me party ni no mujai na mo di adwene to ho na yetimi bomodin na ye hwe ye man no yi na ye ne matoto akwan mu se de be corruption na nkofo wa say adwene ne ekwan fa so a ebetimi stop corruption no amon akra moni beji che say uti ho na wo ye corruption no say kan fa sisi adapa 43 million ya wonya bi ewie de akogu ni dam mu say nkuru say nya nkuru kasika no every week bia no ye monitor ye me odi ye wadwe say wo wie bia ne na wo twe pepepe ba be chiwo je say be wo nwanwa ene ma edi bebu kwa mu a ye betimi stop corruption no mukra ebe mu nwanwa eti ni nyina ne say ebe mi adwena ko benkru mu na yato aba ye beka ho asem akiri ensam ni de bebre na me gidi say Ghana de ebe yi
amen yeah enti stay with us yeah ninkomo okay abusiafo ne ye can say Ghana ebo obra Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah ebe so sti anim fa Ghana ne say a company Inti the manager of the economy and now the CEO no chief executive officer Nkrumah enya nisuade hu bi say me pese oman no yese eye kama oye akosombo dam oye road bi on highway sa highway no 1957 na bisi nne oba baby to say America in kronkro a obi beka say yemfa to America home started 200 years what the yanko Cote d'Ivoire sene ye sheda ye kwan yi kwan to ho a enye de baako koba ne baako hia no na accident asi bom ni nipa wu ye gina ho oh ni ye weekend enche Minister of Tourism say yemfa yie so nye tourism ye be show wa ha ne ya discuss it but the ye kan wa ha ne ye anisuade hu foresight ne di kan enye anisuade hu bia keke anisuade hu a adwembone nta akire anisuade hu a corruption enta akire say me kwaye circle Dubai na meye be wie no ne manya sika wa akire wia me kwaye saglame housing project na ye be wie no ne manya sika wia na se project ne kra no enwie peye me kwaye road na highway a me kwaye no me wie no na ye de abesia gusu a etwa car glass ni bi no insuo to ya na hohoroko adan Dr. Kwame Nkrumah kwan na oye ye no besi netema motorway no insuo hohoronko ye. We are talking about intentional purpose, adwempa mindset that as a leader you place before you and swear to yourself that I will make a name, I will build my nation and her people, that generations ahead will look back and remember me. President Akufo-Addo, will generations remember you for what? President Mahama, will generations remember you for what? We are talking about Paul Kagame, Rwanda free Tokom, Paul Kagame assembling his people and set up an agenda before them. And today, we are likely to go to Rwanda for tourism, for vacation. We are going to Zanzibar for vacation. We are going to Dubai. And think, from Accra to Dubai, air tickets, the hotel, the enjoyment, the food you will eat. Ghana for free, Accra, Ghana, Eco Dubai vacation. Esan say, they have an agenda. Their leaders have purposefully set up a national agenda. They are building high-rise buildings. They have old Dubai. They have new Dubai. If you look at their taxi systems, with ladies riding, with POS in every taxi, with your debit card across the world, you can pay. And you mate if I'm in Sissamame. Oh, me de free me so call. When Sissam be any ho na yen tokwa. No wa ho do mate komu. We are talking about leaders who intentionally set up a national agenda and will execute them with passion, with a lot of deliberate moves, programs. Have we set up a committee to think of how we can eradicate malaria. With all due respect to the lady who talked about this. You see, IGP people go and discuss that, and now a committee is on live with resources. Have we had a purposeful agenda? Accra to Burkina Faso, highway of 6 lanes. What is the intentional, deliberate approach that we can adopt to build such a highway without borrowing? The financial modeling that Dubai and Co are using, have we thought of that? Our leaders, what are we doing? Adofo de ye kan nyina ne say yem panifo ni adwempa. Mama faili yaman. Oma ma omai Ghana nkwada ne nkyire matoba ha. Ye wowo wa mama mu ananafo asase so. Ye me kan kuro so. Twi kura ne ye krom kasa omonte. Our blood is perishing. And how can we sing the last song in such lands? Our mothers have given birth unto us with suffering, pain. Our mothers went through cesarean sections. They died. They bled, losing pints of blood, and gave birth to us. Our leaders, our fathers, have not been able to take care of us. They've not been able to institute programs intentionally, as other nations are doing. Ghana needs to begin again. Ghana needs to start life afresh, anew. That is why Begin Ghana Party is here. We need a national revolution. One that sons and daughters of Ghana will understand that, hey, our elders, where were you when the white man was intentionally building roads? When the white man was intentionally planting trees to produce oxygen, quality air, to, fuse up the carbon dioxide, fumes, importing, cars with catalytic converter problems, producing CO2, with human beings inhaling them into our lungs. Oh, where the area on the Namhan were near Kwaye, near Kutray Nasan, near Kotonachne. We don't even respect the human dignity. Placing our sons and daughters into prison. We don't know what we are doing. Our nation is in shambles. We are here to create some form of awareness to Ghanaians, to the youth, that, hey, this is not the equation. This is not how it is happening in foreign lands. Their leaders think about the people. Their leaders think about them and create systems deliberately with national agenda. Is it agriculture? Is it our gold industry? We are intentionally calling on the world to come to Ghana. Come and buy your wedding ring. So America is $7,000 here. You will come to Ghana and you get some 10,000 or 5,000 or depending on the carat, whatever, and you are working on our streets, beautiful environment, hotel systems are in place, our doors are opening intentionally for investment. All Ghanaians should contribute, invest into roads, invest into buildings, even if you have one Ghana city, and your investment must intentionally yield returns for you and future generations. What happened? Why can't our leaders think about our motherland. So we have stopped complaining and we want to take action. For this reason, Begin Ghana Party, if you've not heard of the name, I am telling you that Ghana needs to begin again. And therefore, this is the philosophy, the rationale of Begin Ghana Party, that Ghana needs to begin again. We want to call on all Ghanaians home and abroad. Whatever skill you have, come to the rescue of our motherland. Contribute. If you know fiber optics, if you know how to build quality roads, if you know the traffic lights, let us team together. Provide a leadership that eschews corruption. Provide a leadership that is intentional, deliberate to develop our motherland. I don't want to say, how can face the country for who you can work complaints. So we are students. So we complain, you lament here, you can ho. Ye fre obi biara Ghana ni biara say, beka Begin Ghana Party ho. Na yenye ye mine foforo. Na say wo ba. Adwene mu foforo ye. Yi corruption yakwa. Ka kire wadwene say. Madwene ye. Sorry ne je wo man Ghana. Jai adwene bone. Jai krono. Na Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah niema a oyiye ebi no. Ye ebi to aso besi na. Nka ye man igina he. Na yanka ye humom. Na ya dwene ni nyina nkɔpɛ nkrom. Na se mete parliament ya, me sign double signature enye salary. Ya beka ye krom kasa wa parliament. Na nkyerema anya dwuma ye teteda mu ne ade record. Na obroni a wote gallery ho no antie ye tirimopɔ amfa nkɔplane antie ayen. Omai bia ni ho a odo Ghana sene ne man. Amama mu nyina wa strategies. Obia siesie ne man ya build ne man. Obia ye ne de, obia di ne fi asem. Nti ofo so broni do ho a. Adofo no ne ya ka ne se esese oman Ghana enya ni suade hu. Na oye ne man he. Pastor Francis Kabi. Na
why are they why are they the Ghana for petino ni nyina no waka no na kakra meka so so ne say kakra foundation kakra Osagyefo de to ho maye no aboy bebre Ghana wo nimdefo Ghana wo Ghana for yom hu ye adwuma Ghana for yehwemu a bibia ni wa Ghana for ntimi nye amana for ye Ghana for ntimi ye na mum eneme bi di ehwa ni nyina ne say ye mpanimfo no edi abro ewiase ba bia fa na ba bia no nipa bonefo wo yehwe America hakura iwu ya tete no the 1900s no omudie na omubone omudi ne nya bi na wo Ghana no aka pon no ne don delenja mo gangs no na bone omudi ne nye asem ketua nti no FBI ni we no omuni omunya ntokwa street fights na lawyer baako na odi eyifo na se ma omo no criminals ne aka pon ma se ma omo odwene se o sika abomodin o defend criminals na emum edien legacy na owode obi jama ne ba afina no wo ne ba ketua na bibi akwara ne pebi oyema no na adwene ba ni tim se no o so timi ye bibi enya good legacy man ne ba enti o ye na adwene se on defend ni pabonifo ni bi na emum oni aban ne be ye kro na wahwe ama ya chi abonifo ni nyina ampani ampa okwaban na fa onim se abonifo ni beku no enso okwaban na fa ema ya chichi wo mu nyina akoma ema chesa hoto eba America enso no omuku no Gangs no bomodin o tika mu a what top red light. Oh, the bullets gugu ni ka mu kum. And so hwede ko see ne ba no and be say single-handedly Second World War. The ba no so fight with the Germans. At that time, 9 German, 9 planes are everybody bomb two American ship. Nanka kum amaka for be 2000 almost ship no. Sa papa no ba no e bomodin or the one plane or fighting 9 planes no hit about 4 of them. And so nya kokroduro na ne tuabo basa. And so nya kokroduro hit omo wings. And your ban the plane about wing game omo try amanya no e ma fe mienu e kai no omo dwane. And say e ka say ka yensa omo dwane because na abrante no e wa kokroduro. Enti ono e na ede O'Hare airport e de to no. Omo ma no medals be brave. Because kokroduro ani papa nya ya o de sebu oman no sa kokroduro na bi na akra no so nya ya ono so de bɔ ne bra. Enti Ghana fo o si nya kokroduro na ye jai se me party ni no na ye dwene ni je mani si ho. Na what I'm trying to say is that we have to Ghanaians come together because the Osagyefo did so much for us. They are learned Ghanaians abroad in Ghana. There's nothing that we cannot do with concerted efforts. But the only thing that is preventing us from, developing are the leaders who are corrupt. Corruption, is in every facet of our community. There's corruption. The directors are so corrupt, and you bring a good idea, they will try to eliminate you because they are entrenched in their corruption and they are happy doing what they are doing. They don't even know. You can look at what Akufo-Addo government before the elections. Everybody had faith in the Akufo-Addo because we knew that his father had been a president before, and so his son probably, by virtue, could do something better. We thought he was a lawyer, practicing lawyer, and so we voted for him based on the fact that he was going to tackle corruption. That is our number one problem. Like I always say, get rid of corruption, and all these other things will follow suit. But look at him. He came, and as Martin Amidu described him perfectly, he's the mother serpent of corruption. The scandals. So, citing the example of O'Hare, this gentleman who fought during the Second World War, one American against 9 Germans in the air, this one American was able, because if he had not attacked the Americans and stopped them, they could have killed about 2,000 Americans. But because he used the few munitions he had to destroy 4 of the planes, and the 5 of them at that time, he had consumed all his ammunition. So he used the plane to hit the wings of the German planes and destroy the planes. So 3 of them had to run away. By so doing, he saved his fellow Americans. He is the person that O'Hare was named after. O'Hare Airport in Chicago was named after. And incidentally, his father was the person who helped Americans to get rid of the corrupt criminals like Al Capone and Don Dillinger and all these criminals, because his father was a great lawyer and he was defending these criminals. So one day his father sat down and said, I have to leave a good legacy for my son. For my children, something that they will remember me by. So he decided not to defend these criminals again anymore, but went to the side of the government and they fought. And they were able to arrest all these because he had every information about them. He knew all of them. So now Ghanaians, I'm just citing this example to give us some encouragement that we know NDC and MPP are just so corrupt. Not Ghan, but I don't understand why some people can come on national TV and defend NDC as if they don't know right from wrong. A president would devote so much time and so much money building a cathedral, knowing very well that his people don't have, even when they are sick and go to the hospital, they cannot get simple medication to take care of them. Instead of building a drug manufacturing plant that will provide medication to these hospitals to take care of people, no, they won't do it. They will watch you go to the hospital and die because there are no medications there. And so if you don't have money, and if you are not even lucky to get them in the market, that means you're going to die. Look at such a situation. And they keep stealing. And the stealing, I'm telling you, if you don't stop it, it's not going to end. Because, hey, and you blame the people who are new and about to go and steal? You can't blame them. Because if Mr. A came first and stole, then what should prevent Mr. B, who is just coming what should prevent him from stealing? Because you also want to take his share. So, but I'm telling you, we have, people have come out with ideas, and we can institute measures in using technology. We can stop corruption right in its bud. And I'm telling you, my only advice is to think outside the box. This time, don't vote along party lines in next elections, but vote with understanding that even if they give you money and you take the money, spend it, but don't vote for them. Yes, that's my advice to you, because it's your own money which they have stolen. And if you give it and vote for them, that means you are giving them the green light to continue to embezzle funds and to put you. And let me, I talked about that impoverishment already, but you have to be careful, because if you are not careful, that thing can happen again. You see what the problem Ghanaians are going through right now. Okay, there are so many things, but I'm saying be bold and let's do whatever we can to chase these bald heads, crazy bald heads, meaning MPP and NDC, out of the system in Ghana politics, because they have outlived their usefulness. Now they have become criminals, and they will continue to steal if we don't get rid of them. And that means we are never going to develop. How come that somebody can come out and say he's going to fight corruption? He's going to fight Galamsey. And in the end, we found out that he's the mother serpent of corruption, as defined by Martin Amidu. He was right. And then, if at that time, I'll say Vice President Bawumia had resigned, in protest of the corruption and scandals going on, if he had resigned, I'm telling you, Ghanaians will be happy to go and bring him back to stand as the president. But he did not resign. He continued with them and continued with the corruption. He's part of them. How can you bring him back to be the vice president? To contest as a president this time. Ghanaians, are we dumb? Are we stupid? We are not stupid. This time, we're going to learn a lesson. We have to know that these NPP and NDC parties are just playing us. So they are both corrupt. And I'm telling you, I always say that, look, the ruling governments, they know. If you don't know, I know that Bahama is their second choice. They want Bawumia, but they know Bawumia is going to lose. But if Bahama comes, they'll be happy so that they can live peacefully and enjoy the booty. That is what I think, and that is true.
Okay, I guess
they don't care. They don't care about you. They care about, they are selfish. They have stolen so much money, and they care about themselves. They don't care if Mahama. I'm telling you, behind the scenes, behind closed doors, they are hoping that Mahama, either Bawumia comes so that they can live peacefully, because Bawumia will not touch them, or Mahama comes because Mahama, the father serpent of corruption, they're never going to probe any or prosecute any NPP member. He's not, because they didn't prosecute him, and the corruption will continue. When is it going to end, my fellow Ghanaians? This is the time, and this is where Begin Ghana Party comes in, and all these new parties that are trending up, because we have a common idea and vision. So I know that Ghana is going to be okay. I see a bright light at the end of the dark tunnel we are in. See a very bright light. So we all need we need your help. I'll end here. So much to discuss.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. And we agree with you. A major theme I have picked from you concerning the father who said, I will leave a legacy for my children. I will leave a legacy for my children. Even as we are about to wrap up, We have seen in this discussion that whereas nations are intentionally creating national agenda and focus to build their systems, develop their people, develop generations ahead. Whereas nations are moving to other nations in search of resources into their country to develop their people, Ghana leaders are amassing wealth for themselves. They have not seen this trick. The pattern of leadership so far and governance has demonstrated to every Ghanaian that our leaders and successive governments think about themselves only. Our people are dying. Healthcare systems failed. Our road networks. Onipa ebre ne ho awia so. Ebre ne mojani. Ghanaians, if we have not seen what we are talking about, all that we can tell you now is that that is not how other places are. Perhaps some of us have not traveled even to Cote d'Ivoire or other nations to see what we are talking about. And so we continue. I belong to Dankwa Dombo Buzia tradition. And this year, a head job, but and one, I don't think about the nation. I don't think about some 10, 20, 30 years. As a young man, where will I be? My children and those unborn. Where will Ghana be? I am so passionate about Ghana politics. Whether our elders, example, Cecilia Dapa gets $43 million. $1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $43 million to go and desilt Odo River. Odo Bay is in Gata. Or not. You are a young man and you are following an MP who has sat in parliament collecting ex gratia, endorsing a lot of loans that has caused our nation to be the leading African nation in the world to have borrowed and owing massively. You are following such an MP who is tuning your mind to vote for him or her again. As a young man, a young lady, you do not see your future with hope, such that our nation can turn around. But you would defend with all your blood an MP, a president, a candidate who has not seen the need for Ghana to have an agenda and fix our nation well. Today we are remembering Dr. Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Think about it. We at Begin Ghana Party is saying Ghana needs to begin again. Ghana needs to have a national focus. We have a lot of things. We are the center of the world. Think about even having aeroplanes, just like Emirates, the Dubai Arab Emirates, drawing on a lot of dollars, pounds, and what have you into their system. People flying in every day to come for tourism and enjoy some vacation. We even have the natural waterfalls. We have walk from Tafo to Kukrantumi. You will see the granite, the big ones that are along the stretch, the road, with the history of when Ashantis used to walk all the way to Accra for salt. You will see the little stone and, Tokrone Ohon, where they used to grind. We have a lot of history and many archival research, among other things, to convert our system. If you are in Ashanti Kingdom, think of a kingdom that you are entering from Nadiaso, Fodua, and Nadiaso after River Pra, entering into Ashanti Kingdom. And this is a kingdom for the world to see. Come and join Begin Ghana Party. We are calling on all Ghanaians home and abroad that this is the time. Let us provide a new leadership for Ghana, for our elders have failed us. Don't think you belong to MPP and DC and you are immune or embedded in that tradition. That tradition has proven to be a failure. It has not been able to position our system for us. As we end this discussion, young man, young woman, young lady, Ghana needs to begin again. If you chance on this video in the prisons, we are saying that you are a young chap, a young blood in there. You have to contribute to your motherland. We shall educate you, convert your mind, such that you will understand the need to live a noble life. Perhaps it was something wrong, something little, come with do that took you there. You need to come back to serve your land. We will work some things out. We want to tell you that we will take pragmatic steps, programs, deliberately institute them to fix our land. A national agenda, a national focus, one that will show taste, one that will show quality systems, with a focus to have this instituted and duly done so. Not the one that we expect kickbacks, not the one we are going to borrow. We will stop borrowing, we will not borrow again. We are calling on all Ghanaians, bring your skills on board. This is the time to save our world and our nation. I'll come your way again. Join Begin Ghana Party. Even us, we propel ourselves to launch, to save our land, and to make Ghana anew. This is our time. May God Almighty bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. I want to quickly issue a disclaimer that all songs or anthems we played, we do not have the copyright. We use them for educational training, for purposes of educating the masses, our people, creating awareness, and to save our motherland, Ghana. May God bless us all and cause us to be able to rise to save our motherland, Ghana. Begin Ghana Party. Our slogan is build in truth. Begin Ghana Party. Our second slogan is a non-tribal party. Begin Ghana Party. Our response is a youthful party. Join us. Let's brainstorm together and build our motherland Ghana. Shall we rise for Ghana National Anthem?